So the year was 2007. I had just watched Alien vs. Predator Requiem. Terrible movie, as we all can agree on. But there was one in particular scene that I recall from that movie that I found very interesting, and I wanted to have a future Predator movie to explore more of what the very lore is. And it is that scene where we get introduced to the Predator of that in particular movie, in the world that he was in. It only lasted for a matter of a brief couple of minutes here, but it really grabbed my attention. What was that? 2007. So that was like what, maybe 15 to 20 years later. Oh, 18 years. Yeah, 18 years. And yeah, when I saw that scene, all I thought to myself throughout the entire movie, because it was so bad, I kept asking myself, wow, how much would I enjoy there being a movie of something like this? Even though it wasn't exactly like that, but I love the fact that this movie, Predator Badlands, here we are, 2025, Predator Badlands, is now giving us a whole movie of something like that. Was I looking forward to this? Absolutely. Why? Because I watched all of the Predator movies. And there was one friend of mine that was asking me a couple of weeks ago, hey, are you excited about Predator Badlands? I said, nah, who cares about that movie? And he's like, you're out of your mind. Well, guess what? I was lying. I was really looking forward to this. I really wanted to make this a surprise. Because, yes, like I said, I've seen all the Predator movies. I haven't seen all the Alien movies, because I know that these two individual franchises are actually intertwining. Not to saying that Alien vs. Predator and Alien vs. Predator Requiem are canon to this universe, but it looks as though they are going back into doing some work into that again. So when that happens, absolutely, I'm very excited about it. So I haven't seen Alien Earth. I haven't seen Alien Romulus. Is there another movie in between that? I'm not sure. I have to check that out. But I did recently see, what is it? Alien Covenant. It was okay. Prometheus. Okay, too. Not that good either. I've seen Alien Resurrection. And I have seen Alien 3 when I was a kid. So there's only bits and pieces that I remember about that one. So yes, I know that the most favorable ones in that franchise is the first Alien and Aliens. Those are the two very popular ones that I have not seen. Sorry to say that I have not seen. Now, when it comes to Predator, I have seen Predator 1. I have seen Predator 2. Yeah, I've actually seen them all. I've seen them all. The only one, yes, of course, that I did not like was The Predator. That was god-awful. I hated that movie. I saw that one. I remember saw that in theaters, I believe I did. Yeah, I did. And yeah, it was very terrible. It was highly unexpected on how that ending went, because I was just like expecting a surprise of a cameo to this ending, like probably, oh, the greatest weapon, known to this predator species, and you get this stupid weaponized suit, making the character of the movie as if this was a Marvel film, him turning superhero or something. I'm like, because the last thing he says is, oh yeah, that's my suit, and I'm like, whoever said it was yours? Like, it was just so lame. But yeah, for me, I would have thought that, oh, what's going to come out of the box? And I'm like thinking, oh, maybe it's Arnold Schwarzenegger, frozen, or something, like that would have been cool. But yeah, but that didn't happen. But my favorite one would have to be the one with Adrian Brody, Predators, back in 2010. That was actually a really good, interesting one. What I love about when it comes to movies is when movies are not highly casted, meaning like that they don't have a high majority of cast members. If you like this one in particularly, Predator Badlands, you only have 2 characters in this. Believe it or not, that is the truth, because the actor who does play the main Predator in this movie, the character, which we now have a name for, because we never had a name for these Predators throughout the entire other films, is named Deck. Dek, and I don't know the actor's name. My apologies. I've seen a picture of him, and I'm asking myself, is that the same guy who's playing the Green Lantern in the upcoming Lantern series on HBO Max? I'm not really too sure, but it looks like him. Really looks like him. If I'm wrong or if I'm right, please leave it down in the comment section at the bottom. Let me know. But yeah, that's him, and he also plays his father and his brother. That's at the beginning of the movie. And then you have this one I do know, Elle Fanning. I'm not familiar with her work either, but all I know is that yes, she is the youngest sister to Dakota Fanning, which we all know who she is. War of the Worlds and Twilight. So yeah, it's great getting to seeing that we only have two individuals. It reminds me a lot of Gravity with Sandra Bullock and George Clooney. It's just simple story, two characters played by two actors, and let's just get the ball rolling and give us a movie. And I loved the story. I'm gonna point this out when it comes to this story in particular, especially when I saw it in saw the trailer. I'm thinking to myself, why does this remind me of something very familiar? A very familiar formula. Now that this is a 20th Century Fox Studios project. The franchise. Now that Fox is owned by Disney, which has already been for a decade, and we've only gotten two. Oh wait, I've got to mention 2 films done by Disney Studios, which is 20th Century Studios, no longer Fox, but owned by Disney. Is Prey. Prey is also another one I really do love so much. Oh my goodness, that was a really good one. Prey, and of course Predator Badlands. Prey, I believe it was rated R. Yeah, I believe it was rated R because there's a lot of blood gushing. This one in particularly is a PG-13 movie. That didn't bother me, but I kind of had a feeling as to what they were doing as to why it would be PG-13 compared to everything else that goes on in these other films. Just because of the fact that, of course, all the bloodshed and the gore throughout the other films, because there is actual red blood put into the films. This one, there is no red blood. This doesn't take place on Earth. We're not even dealing with one human being in this. That's what makes it PG-13, And you get a lot of creatures, and and of course Elle Fanning's character and a few other side characters. How do you say, backup people. They're all androids. They look like humans, but they're only androids. And they give a very specific reason as to why there's no humans on this planet. Which I might mention, it's not really much of a spoiler. Plus the fact, you guys have already watched this way before I have. So you guys know already. But yeah, it's great that at the beginning of the film, before I go on to that, I was going to mention too, that this has a Disney formula to it. Because like I was mentioning, it's owned by Disney. And it's run by 20th Century Studios. But it's following a Disney formula. Because when I saw the trailer, and then after when I saw this movie, it just like, why does this remind me so much of like a Pixar film? It really was making me feel like that. One that I thought, which is actually one of my personal favorites, is Soul. The way that it runs itself, it all comes together. You got this one individual being, who's tough and strong, and he has a motive, and this is all about him and his story, being this lone warrior, and later on in the film builds builds something more to him, developing him, changing him into something different that's stronger compared to who he was in the beginning. So, because he is this weak predator, according to the clan that he is associated with. But yes, it felt very Disney. Very Disney. You had the lone warrior, and then during his journey, he runs into this this android, which is Elle Fanning's character, and the way that I thought she was great. It reminded me so much of Donkey, from Shrek. It's like as if you got Shrek and ties Donkey to his back, because she's missing legs, and she's just rambling on. He looks annoyed, which I'm bring up also that the facial expressions on this predator, you can really notice it, because before it's all been prosthetic effects. So you only have a few ways on how to develop the emotions onto the face of the predator, but this one really has full emotion. But yeah, it was funny because I'm just watching. All I'm thinking about is Donkey being strapped onto the back of Shrek while they're wandering off on the journey, which that never happened in the movie, but that's just what it felt like. And even Elle Fanning's character, her being an android and all, she has information on how these in particular beasts and all the dangerous items that are on this planet. She identifies them to Deck, and it reminded me a lot of Pokemon. Where you're facing one of the Pokemons, and you just open the little book thing, and it tells you, oh, this Pokemon is this is that, and like, oh, that's what it reminded me of. So yeah, it was great. A lot of those kind of aspects, those formulas being put into something rated R, especially when you are a Predator fan. I'm not a big Predator fan, but I love the movies. I can't even think about the names, because they call them now, for the first time in this movie, Yautjas. I think that's what it was. I could get the names wrong. I didn't write any notes here, because I like to talk about these things off the top of my head, especially after leaving the movie theaters. But yeah, they call themselves Yautjas, and there was actually like some kind of Predator biblical text put in the beginning of the film stating that, we are prey to none, but we are predator to all. That was really amazing. And the idea of how this movie is directed by Dan Trachtenberg, which is the same director for Prey, successfully Prey, and also with Predator, was it Killer of Killers, I believe it's called? I haven't seen that. I know it's on Hulu, and I gotta watch it. Knowing that it is directed by Dan Trachtenberg, and that it is, I hear a lot of great things about it. One of the problems, the reason why I haven't watched it is, of course, you guys know about this about me, is that I'm not really much into animation. I don't like animated projects. I've seen maybe the first season and the half of the second season to Marvel's What If, because it just didn't really gain my interest. I was not into it. And there's so many other animated projects out there, with Star Wars and Marvel and all of it out there. It's like it's so much that I get really overwhelmed and sidetracked. So, but yeah, I haven't seen it, but I will watch it, and when I do, most likely, if I'm really up to it, I'll do a review off of it. But as of now, when it comes to Predator Badlands, the way that he comes onto this planet is amazing, because the first 10 to 15 minutes of the film, we have this really cool way on how to introduce us to this story, into this world for this character. On how he has this relationship with his brother, how he has this, situation with his dad, and how it just takes him to where our story leads off from. And when one of the flaws I didn't like about this was when they put the title card up after the whole sequence happening, setting us up for the story. That when the title came up, you got Predator Badlands, but on top of it, you got 20th Century Studios presents, and then copyright. If this is in the year, and I'm just like thinking, why so much text on this? Well, all we needed was we know what we're watching. Predator Badlands. Okay, we don't need to know this, and this, and this, and that. I'm like, oh, my goodness, leave that towards the ending of the, for the credits, which, by the way, I'll get to in a little bit also. But yeah, this planet, when he lands on it, he crash lands on it. It's very much like in how the beginning of Predators was with Adrian Brody, falling from the sky and all. But this isn't the same planet. This is a dangerous planet, one that all predators are not terrified of, but seek as this a very dangerous place even for them. He is, instead of this predator going after another human being like all others, he's actually going after this other in particular beast that cannot be killed or destroyed or claimed as their trophy. No predator has ever, encountered it. because of those reasons. No one's ever survived. So him being the weak link of his clan, he decides to go ahead and claim the claim that right to go out there and defeat the being that everyone else fears. So I love it. And the funny thing is like I said, when it comes to big Predator fans are not gonna like this. But for me, and I know for so many as well too, this actually works. It works. I like it. I like it a lot. But the chemistry between Elle Fanning's character and the character Deck, I like it. Excuse me. I like it very much. It doesn't bother me at all. I had a fun time. This was a very fun movie. A lot of action, a lot of stuff happening. It's a great addition to the Predator franchise. All other Predator films, it feels very much like an anthology series because we don't really ever have a continuation per se as to, us doing a continuation, a sequel to the story last time we were watching. It always jumps into something else. We even call the Predator as if it's one individual being that we're encountering, like as if it's, Freddy Krueger or Jason Voorhees or Michael Myers. These are all different characters, They're, but they're called Predators. So, and it's just like how it is with Ghostface in the Scream series. We keep calling Ghostface as if it's one individual being, but it's not. It's all different kind of characters dressed up in a Ghostface costume. It's not the same Ghostface that we know from the first film. So, excuse me. But yeah, this movie was great. I had a great time. Fun, going to the movies feeling. Like I said, I'm not going to mention too much about the ending. I want to, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and do it. I'm going to put a spoiler up here in the corner here. Once it pops up, I'm going to talk about it, okay? Because it is something that I do want to talk about. Like I said, these movies don't ever... the spoiler is up right now. Okay. These movies, like I said, they never really have a sequel continuation to the previous predecessor film. And this one, I would have to say, I don't want to see a sequel. I would love for them to continue on going with the idea of exploring different time periods, because this one in particularly takes place in the distant future. I mean, this is like way, way into the future, away from everything else, both Alien and Predator, which I think is great. Like I said, I admire very much these time period pieces of the Predator world. Dan Trachtenberg does an amazing job. He did 10 Cloverfield Lane as well, too, which I love very much as well. I think that's a really great movie. But yes, the ending. He gets his revenge, not revenge, but he claims his honor, by killing his dad, killing the bad guy of the film. He built his own clan. He doesn't take charge of his dad's clan. But everything seems to be great. Happy ending for everybody. And then the movie ends. Then it says Predator Badlands. And you think it would jump right into the credits. But nope, it just jumps right back into the... I asked a friend of mine when I was, right before the movie started, prepare me, let me know. Is there a mid or end credit scene? I just want to know. I don't want to know what happens. No spoilers. Just let me know what happens. He says yes. The movie ends. The title of the film pops up. And then it immediately goes back to the film for a matter of seconds. For a matter of seconds, giving you that tease. So I'm okay. At least I know. That's all I wanted to know. Thank you. The movie, the title comes on. The movie comes back on, and the rest of the clan, his father's clan, pops up in the background, and then there's this giant ship approaching them, and Elle Fanning's character asks, "Do you know who that is?" And the funniest, it's funny and exciting in a good way. He says, "That's my mother." Oh my God. That was good. In this movie, we're exploring a lot about what the world of, what the lore is to the predators, and why they are and what they do. It's just, I like it. And one we have not really explored yet is a female predator. What they look like, what are they the same as the male predators? And it would be interesting if we see that in the next movie, but not this story. I want it to be its own film. I don't want any Easter eggs. I don't want any. I don't want anything. I just want it to be its own film. I think that's what makes these movies so successful. Like, I don't want to do any homework. Like, if you watch Predator Badlands without having to watch any other Predator movie, that's what's great, is that it's just its own movie. It could be its own movie without having to watching anything else from the past. So that's what I love a lot. It works. It really, really does work. I enjoyed it very, very much. But yeah, fantastic. Great ending. I love how endings are so unique, and it keeps you entertained, interested, and overjoyed. So when you leave the theater, all you can think about is, wow, how exciting. So yeah, my rating for this movie, Predator Badlands, I'm going to go ahead and just give it, like I said, I love Prey. I think Prey is better than this movie. Not that I'm saying that this is a bad movie. No. It's great. I admired it very much. It was a lot of fun. I love the weapons. I love the creatures on this planet. It reminded me very much of Skull Island, more of the Peter Jackson Skull Island, because that one I'm just like, oh my goodness, I will not be able to survive on that island for not even a day. This one right here, it's like as soon as I hit the ground, boom, done. I'm dead. There's everything everywhere is just there to kill you. The creatures or plants. I love the razor grass that they have in there. That was great. The exploding needle things, those were great too. What made me laugh a lot too was when as soon as he arrives on that planet, I know I'm doing a rating here, but as soon as he picks up the little worm thing, I thought he was gonna eat it. It looked like he was gonna eat it, but then he just throws it off into the distance, and all of a sudden, boom, explodes. I'm like, I laughed. I'm like, oh, well, thank goodness he didn't eat it. Otherwise, the movie's over. But yeah, that happened. And I gotta say this too before I forget. What is also great about this is that it runs its Predator formula as well too. Of we're exploring all of these things that he encounters throughout the movie on this planet, and then he uses it to his advantage. Because he loses all of his weapons. He has all these really cool badass weapons that he has, but is taken away from him by these creatures, and now he has to improvise. He goes home alone on the bad guys of this movie, and he uses all those things that he has encountered and makes his own weapons. And I was like, that is cool. And they do that on the other Predator movies as well too, like Predator 1, and I think they do it in Predators and Prey. That was just so cool. So cool. I had a great time. When I watched this movie again, absolutely. It was great, fun time. It didn't even have to be rated R. It felt like a Pixar movie for mature audiences, and like I said, it works, baby. It works. But yeah, the rating I'm going to go ahead and give this. I'm going to go ahead and give it a 95%. It is really good. I had a lot of fun with it. But like I said, there's just minor flaws to it. I would love to give it 100%, but 95, I think it's a good percentage. I know Rotten Tomatoes has really great percentages for it as well too. It's fun. It's really fun. So I'm really happy that this movie exists. I'm really happy that it was made. People would complain about how the look of this Predator is compared to all the others in the past, because this one is an actual character. It's not a villain. It's not the hero. It's just this anti-hero-ish kind of character, and I had a great time. Great time. So have you guys watched Predator Badlands? I'm pretty sure you have, because I was late to the party. I know people are talking about The Running Man that's coming out in a day or two. So what did you guys think about it? please leave it down in the comment section on the bottom. Let's have an awesome time talking about this movie or any movies that you'd like to talk about in general, because I love to talk about movies, but most importantly, I love to talk about them with you. And don't forget that you can check out some more of my videos on YouTube. Just look me up at Awesome Joe Movie Reviews. Once again, everybody, I'm Awesome Joe. Keep on living the dream, and as always, stay awesome. Thanks you guys once more again, and I'll see everybody in the next video. Restore the Snyderverse! Bye.